Welcome to AZTO, Arizona Tuition Organization's video to explain Arizona's private school tax credit program. We will start with a short video explaining the tax credit.
Here at AZTO, our mission is simple: to make Christian education affordable and accessible so that these students can impact the world. And here in Arizona, there's one way that you can help students at no cost to you. By donating to AZTO, you are helping students better afford a Christian education via the Arizona Individual Income Tax Credit Program. How does it work? Arizona law allows you to redirect your tax dollars to private Christian school education. You simply make a donation to AZTO and can receive a dollar-for-dollar tax credit on your state income taxes. Not just pocket change either. We're talking about $1,200 to $1,300 per taxpayer and growing. And you can even donate up until when your taxes are due in April for the prior year's taxes. Whether you pay the taxes or make the donation and take the credit, the cost to you is exactly the same. So why not donate to AZTO and help a student in need? The law even allows you to recommend or nominate a specific student or school. Or you may choose your donation to go to those students with the greatest needs. Our participating Christian schools are giving kids the education they need to succeed. And your contribution can make a big difference at no cost to you. Visit azto.org today to learn more and make a contribution.
AZTO's mission is to make Christian education affordable and accessible so that students can impact the world. We are a 501c3 school tuition organization, also known as an STO. We are certified by the Arizona Department of Revenue and audited annually. We have a passion to support Christian education. Founded in 2004, we have issued over $40 million and currently have 7 partner schools. The Arizona Tax Credit Program has 2 parts. The first part is individual tax credit, which is what we will cover first. Then we will discuss the corporate tax credit program. Both programs have funds that are awarded by STOs. AZTO serves families by issuing individual tax credit and corporate tax credit funds. First, we will start with the student information. This involves what steps you as a parent need to take to participate with AZTO to receive tuition assistance. It starts with 3 easy steps: apply, promote, and receive. Let's start with apply. To apply to AZTO, go to our website, azto.org, and click on the Apply Now button on the home screen. When you do, the application will be on the left. You can click that button to apply now for the 2025-26 school year. On the right is the pre-apply. If you have a student that will start at an Arizona private school in 2026-2027, you can pre-apply starting in September and start receiving recommended donations for your child up to a year before enrollment. When you select to complete an application, you will be able to log into an existing student portal on the left or create a new student portal on the right. Only one student portal is needed per family. The student portal will give you access to the current application. It will also provide a place for you to check your application status, award history, landing page information, and to communicate any edits that need to be made to your student's record. All the information you need for this application process can be found on our student applicant guide. This form and all the other forms mentioned in this video are located on the website azto.org under the Forms tab. We suggest that you apply as soon as possible for the greatest opportunity for tuition assistance. As you complete the application, you will get to step 3 that will ask about PLUS eligibility. The individual tax credit has two parts, the original and PLUS. Let me explain the difference between the two and how it impacts your student. The original program started in 1998. This is when the initial legislation was passed to create the tax credit program. Arizona was the first state to create a tax credit program for private schools, and we are the only state that donors can recommend the tax credit to an individual student. All students enrolled in K through 12 are eligible for these original funds. Now, PLUS, also known as Overflow or Switcher, started in 2012. We asked for many years for the tax credit limit to be raised, and in 2012 legislation was passed that almost doubled the credit limit. These PLUS funds do have some limits for eligibility, and students must meet certain requirements to be awarded these funds. Here are the eligibility requirements for the PLUS funds, and your child must qualify with one of these options. Your student must be in kindergarten, coming from a public or charter school, coming from homeschool, coming from out of state, exiting the ESA program, being a military dependent of someone with active orders in the state of Arizona, be a prior corporate credit recipient, or a prior PLUS credit recipient. This covers most students that use STOs. If your student is new to a private school this year, they will most likely fall into one of the top 5 categories listed here. If so, your student only qualifies for PLUS in that category for the first year. To remain PLUS eligible, your student must receive a corporate or PLUS award that first year. Then, each following year, your student will be PLUS eligible as a prior recipient. Once your child has received a corporate or PLUS award, they will remain PLUS eligible for the future school years if they stay continuously enrolled. At AZTO, we do our best to award corporate and PLUS awards to students who need one so they remain PLUS eligible in future years. Once you apply, we will process the application, review and approve it, then send you an email saying that the application is approved. The next step is promoting the tax credit to your friends, family, coworkers, and all the people that surround you in your community. This could be your church group, sports groups, the people in the clubs your students or you participate in, the neighbors, and other people around you that file Arizona taxes. These individuals can make a tax credit donation to AZTO and recommend your student and receive the credit on their taxes. We will then send the funds to the school in your student's name. The best way to promote the tax credit is by having a face-to-face conversation. You could send donors to our website, having them contact us, send an email, mail a donation form with a letter, make a Facebook post, or create a family landing page. A family landing page is a unique website that you can build and we will publish for you that will have at least one picture of your child or family. We have pre-written paragraphs that you can personalize if you wish. The bottom of the page will have information about the tax credit program, and there will be a link for your donors to click on that will start an online credit card donation automatically recommending your family. To create a landing page for yourself, go to the student portal you created when you applied and click on Manage Landing Page. First, you will complete the student information on the top portion. For the text below, we have pre-filled paragraphs. You can keep that text the way it is, edit, or add on to make it more personalized for your family. Then you will need to add at least one picture, but up to 3, and then submit it for approval. Once approved, you will receive a URL for your unique landing page. If you click that link, you will see your family landing page with text and pictures of your family. If you update the landing page for each school year, you can resubmit it for approval and the URL will stay the same. You can share this family landing page by text message, email, Facebook, and X. This is a letter we offer in the Forms section of our website that you can insert family information and a picture if you would like to send mail. The donation form we have is trifold and fits well in the envelope with a letter. There are some restrictions. If you choose to become a donor and make a tax credit donation, you may not recommend your own student. Also, there is no swapping. A swap would be when a family recommends one another's children for the tax credit donation. Any donation that is reciprocal is a swap, and it is not allowed. Next, if you are a high-income household, you may participate in the tax credit program with some limitations. Lastly, if your child is using ESA funds, they may not use tax credit program funds at the same time. The last step is to receive. All funds are awarded directly to the school in your student's name. We can award funds up to the cost of tuition each year. If we receive donations beyond that amount, we can hold those funds for future school years. AZTO awards recommended funds 4 times a year, once per quarter. We also award low-income corporate awards in the fall and individual credit scholarships in the spring. These individual credit scholarships are original and plus funds that were donated without a student recommendation or the donor only names a school. These scholarships are awarded based on need and special circumstance. Our award timeline shows the recommended funds go out in July, November, January, and May. The low-income corporate scholarships are awarded in September and individual scholarships in February. It is possible to have the full cost of tuition covered using the tax credit program if you apply, promote, and receive. Next is information that you will want to share with your donors. Remember that you can become a donor to AZTO to help a child at your student's school. Becoming a donor and going through the donation process yourself is one of the best ways to learn how easy it is to take the credit. You can easily communicate to donors that they get to decide how their tax dollars are spent. Instead of paying the taxes they owe, they can donate to AZTO, supporting Christian education, and then claim the credit when they file taxes. A tax credit donation is a dollar-for-dollar credit against their Arizona state taxes, not federal, but state. A tax credit is different than a tax deduction. A deduction lowers your taxable income, but a credit reduces your tax liability. For 2025 taxes, those married filing jointly can give up to $3,062, and those filing individually can donate up to $1,535. When a donor makes a donation, the first half of those funds are considered original credit funds. As mentioned in the student section, all students qualify for the original credit. If donors give beyond the original credit amount and up to the maximum, then those funds would be plus credit funds. Remember, most students qualify for plus credit, and you can review the eligibility requirements in the student portion of this video. Please note that your donors need to know their tax liability to know how much of the tax credit they will be able to utilize. When a donor files their taxes, they will use Form 323 for the original credit, 348 for the plus credit, and then Arizona asks donors to list all the tax credit donations on one Form 301. Electronic filers will be prompted in the state tax section to claim the private school tax credit and other applicable credits. You can share with your donors using our donation form. We have a trifold form that shares information about the tax credit. This is an image of the outside of the form, which provides details about the program. This is an image of the inside of the form, which is our donation form for any donors wishing to donate by check. This donation form can be found on our website as well as at the front office of your school. Most donors choose to donate by credit card through our website, but I like to carry around a few of these forms during tax season to pass out as a physical reminder of our conversations about the tax credit program. Then I will often follow up with a text that has a link to the family landing page. Before passing out these forms, complete section 2 with your child's name and school so that the donation is recommended to your family. Donations for the 2025 tax year can be made now through tax day, April 15th, 2026. This allows donors time to calculate their tax liability before donating. Calculating tax liability can be confusing for donors and hard to explain. We have made a form that provides donation examples. Let's walk through these examples together. Example 1, Matt and Jody are married filing jointly and have money withheld from their paychecks to pay Arizona taxes. Total, they had $1,200 withheld. They calculated that they owe $3,200 in taxes for the 2025 tax year. That is their liability. Now look at the chart. If they do not make a tax credit donation, they already paid $1,200 and will need to pay the Arizona Department of Revenue $2,000 when filing their taxes. Going down 2 lines, if they made a $2,000 donation to AZTO, they have already paid $1,200 of their liability, will claim that credit of $2,000, and will not need to make a payment when filing their taxes. Because their actual liability is above the maximum donation amount, you can look at the last line and see if they donate $3,062, they will receive a refund of $1,062 when they file their taxes. This means the couple will be getting back some of the money they had withheld from their paychecks all year. Example 2, Jason is filing single and had $1,200 withheld from his paycheck. When preparing his taxes, he realized he only owes the state $1,000 and should be expecting a $200 refund. Jason can still participate in the tax credit program and his refund can grow. The last line shows Jason donating the maximum amount for filing single of $1,535. Since Jason's liability was only $1,000, he cannot claim the credit for that full amount and can only receive a refund of $1,200, the amount he has already paid in. The remaining $535 cannot be used for the 2025 tax year, but it can be carried forward to use as a credit for up to 5 tax years. This isn't beneficial to give beyond your liability, but the credit is not lost. When explaining this information to donors, if they would like an idea of what their tax liability may be, they can review their previous year's taxes. On their Form 140, they would look at line 46. They should also consider any other credits they've already received on lines 49 through 51. In short, most people who file Arizona state taxes can make a tax credit donation, whether they receive a refund or still owe when filing taxes. The question to ask your donors is, do you want to pay your tax dollars to the Arizona Department of Revenue and you don't get to decide how those dollars are spent? Or would you like to name where your tax dollars go by making a tax credit donation and supporting a child that they know and love to attend a school where they will get an excellent Christian education? The donors must pay their taxes. The credit just gives them an opportunity to choose how those dollars are used. With an understanding of the individual tax credit, let's move on to the corporate tax credit program. Corporations saw the individual tax credit program and desired to have something similar. In 2006, legislation was passed that created a corporate tax credit that helped low-income families. The corporate donations can total up to $135 million annually. I will discuss who qualifies to receive those funds on the next slide. Then, in 2009, another credit for disabled displaced was created, also known as Lexi's Law. The total for this credit is $6 million annually, and students who are in or have spent time in foster care can qualify. And if a student has an IEP, MET, or 504, they can apply for this tax credit. Disabled displaced scholarships do not have an income restriction. Eligible businesses that can donate and claim the credit are C Corps, S Corps, insurance companies, and LLCs taxed as S Corps. The corporate tax credit program is different from the individual credit in two defining areas. Corporations can only recommend their credit go to a specific school, not a student. And parents do not need to solicit donations from corporations. They only need to apply to STOs that have corporate funding. Of course, if a parent has a business or knows someone who does that would like to make a corporate tax credit donation to benefit the school your child attends, please have them contact us. To be eligible to receive a low-income corporate tax credit scholarship, a family must have a gross annual income below the threshold listed on this chart. The students must also meet one of the metrics below, which look like the plus eligibility categories mentioned earlier, but also include prior original recipient. If your student qualifies, apply to STOs that offer low-income corporate scholarships, and these organizations can award scholarships to the school in your student's name. Applying is the only thing you must do. AZTO does have low-income corporate scholarships. We do not award disabled displaced at this time. Putting it all together, the tax credit program consists of original, plus, and corporate funds. Understand that if your student is using ESA, they cannot use any of those tax credits for tuition assistance. For applying and receiving, we suggest that you apply to all STOs that partner with your school, but direct your donors to AZTO. All STOs have scholarships that you may be eligible to receive, but sending your donors to one STO helps you keep track of funding. You can receive original, plus, and corporate awards all in the same year to cover the cost of tuition. Lastly, become a donor. Walk the walk and learn for yourself how to take the tax credit, and then you can easily explain it to new donors. Remember that you cannot recommend your own child or swap credit donations with another family. To promote the program, make a list of potential donors from all your social circles and develop a way to communicate with them that works for you. Though AZTO does not manage tuition assistance provided by ESA, Empowerment Scholarship accounts, it is useful for you to know some information about the program. ESA is regulated by the Arizona Department of Education, not the Arizona Department of Revenue like STOs. With two different departments managing funds, this explains why families may not use both programs at the same time. Universal ESA was established for all K-12 students in the 2022-23 school year, and the average award is about $7,000 for 1st through 12th graders and $4,000 for kindergartners. As a parent, you would be responsible for paying the tuition that is not covered by ESA. For more information about the ESA program, you can visit their website. When deciding whether to choose STOs or ESA, there are a few ideas to consider. STOs have been serving families since 1998 and can fund students up to the cost of tuition. ESA is new and still changing. For families with several students, you can choose to register one child with AZTO and another with ESA. Each student can receive different types of funding. Please consider which avenue would give you the greatest possibility of tuition assistance. If you choose to use ESA, you can apply to AZTO, let us know that your child will be using ESA, and receive recommended donations we can hold for future school years. Again, all the forms mentioned in this video are available on our website under the Forms tab. This includes a frequently asked questions document that is a great reference. We work closely with our 7 partner schools to ensure that your family receives the help you need to cover the cost of tuition. One of the benefits of working with only 7 schools is that our scholarships can be larger, and we have time to offer parents guidance to answer their questions quickly. If you have any questions about how your school manages funds, in this list is the person you should contact regarding tuition and student accounts at your school. These are individuals that we contact regularly and are very knowledgeable about the tax credit program and the school accounting process. If you have any questions specific to AZTO, feel free to contact us. I'm Jennifer, the program director. Cassie is our operations director who specializes in donations and our corporate awards. Our website is azto.org if you would like to review any details covered in this presentation. Thank you for watching this video about the tuition tax credit basics. Have a wonderful day, and we hope to serve you soon.